All right, so this is the second part of video lesson 9.6 and last lesson of this unit. So notice that I have 2x squared on this side. I don't want to have to deal with negative lead. So I'm going to jump these two terms to the other side. So then we have a 0 on this side, and now this becomes 2x squared. And then the 4x changes to minus 4x, and the 11 changes to plus because we jump them to this side. So then using the quadratic formula, which is x equals the opposite sign of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, divide that by 2a. Noticing that this is a, this is b, and this is c. Then x equals the opposite sign of b. Since b is negative 4, make it positive 4. Plus or minus square root of b squared, which is negative 4, squared minus 4 times a. A in this case is 2, and c is 11. Okay, all of this over 2 times a, which is 2. So then this will simplify to, so this will be 4. This is 16, right? And negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 11, that's negative 88. So then plus or minus the square root of negative 88 plus 16, that's negative 72. Okay, and then this is over 4. So now notice, we know this is a complex number. So I'm going to take this to the side and simplify it. So I have square root of negative 72. And I'm going to keep it simple. So this is negative 1, which is where I is going to come from. And 72 is the same as 2 times 36. But we know that 36 is the same as 6 times 6, right? So then the prime factors of 72 are 2 times... Actually, I'm going to pause here. Okay, I'll leave it at 6 because we have 2 6's. So I hope you don't mind. We can take out a 6. So then this will be 4 plus or minus. 6 comes out along with I. So 6i. Square root of that 2 stays inside. And then this is over 4. Now let's reduce. So then we can factor out a GCF of 2 from 4 and 6. So 2 comes out. Then this becomes a 2 plus or minus 3i square root of 2 over 4. But then this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 2. So then we have 2 plus or minus 3i square root of 2 over 2. And this is as far as we can go when it comes to reducing. Okay, that's the simplest form for the solution of this quadratic equation. All right, next one. So a is 1, a equals 1, b is 10, and c is 22. So x equals, b becomes negative 10 plus or minus square root of b squared is 10 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 22. Okay, all of this over 2 times 1, which again is the value of a. So I'm going to simplify this, but I'm going to do it mentally. You can use a calculator for this if you want. Okay. So then this is negative 10. And when you compute what's inside of the radical, you end up with a positive 12 inside of the radical over 2. Then 12, again, I'm going to simplify this outside. Okay, so the square root of 12 is the same as 3 times 4, but we know 4 is 2 times 2, so then the prime factors of 12 are 3 times 2 times 2. So then we can take out a 2. So then this is negative 10 plus or minus. We have a 2 coming out, and the 3 stays inside. All of this over 2. So then I'm going to find a GCF of between 2 and 10, so then I have a negative lead. Okay, well, we can make it negative lead or positive lead. Let's leave it positive for this one. So then this becomes a negative 5 plus or minus. This is the square root of 3, and then over 2. But then this 2 and that 2 reduce. So then this simplifies to 5 plus or minus the square root of 3. And negative 5 plus or minus square root of 3. So that's the simplest radical form. And don't forget, we have 2 solutions here. All right, the last example. So I'm going to jump all of this to the other side. Okay, so then this becomes 4x squared plus 4x plus 3. So this is a, this is b, and this is c. So let's apply the quadratic formula. So x equals the opposite sign of b. In this case, that's 4. So negative 4 plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 4, times c, which is 3. Okay, and this is all over 2 times a, which is 4. So then this is negative 4 plus or minus square root of, when you simplify this, 16 squared, and this is minus negative 8 times, let's see, negative 4 times negative 4, that's negative 16 times 3, that's negative 48, plus 16, negative 32, over 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. Okay, so this one here, there's a GCF, actually there's a, I'm going to simplify this outside. So we have the square root of negative 32. As you know, this is negative 1 times positive 32. And 32 we can do as 2 times 16. And then 16 is the same as 4 times 4. So then since I have 2 4s, I'm going to take out a 4. Okay, so then this becomes negative 4 plus or minus 4 coming out along with I. Square root of the 2 stays inside. And all of this is over 8. But then there's a GCF here. So I'm going to factor out a GCF of 4. So then this becomes negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 2 over, this should be 8 over 8. So then this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 2. So then the answer is negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 2 over 2, and this cannot be simplified any further. This is the answer to that problem. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the classroom, and I'm sorry I couldn't see that. Okay, all right, bye-bye.